Dickinson Season 3, Episode 6 recap: A little madness in the spring. The Dickinson family takes a tour of a women's mental asylum, where each member of the family, that is, everyone who would still call themselves a part of it, gets a taste of what they desire. For Edward, it's a place to stamp his name on. His idea of legacy is tied into institutions. His wife, however, just wants to escape from the world and likes the idea of spending a few weeks in a place where you can do nothing but relax, even if it means pretending to be crazy to get in. Lavinia, still reeling over Ship and Joseph Lyman's loss, finds solace in another woman grieving over the latter. Shocked to discover they both mourn the same lover, she takes pleasure learning that Lyman only really had eyes for her, that is, until she remembers that he is dead, of course. And Emily, who's at most danger of being committed, finds a group outcast by society, rebels of conformity like her. Abby and others have been locked in a dungeon, and she bravely leads them to their escape, unaware that at that very moment the head doctor is negotiating her own stay in the facility. The horror undergirding the asylum sequences that every woman in the family could easily make one wrong step and become a patient, such as life in a society where the rules are written against you. Meanwhile, Sue finds Austin rearranging his office. He's serious about starting a law firm, which is titled Panache, and he's also barreling down the divorce and full custody path. Sue persuades Austin to cast aside that battle, explaining that they can be unconventional parents. She apologizes for not understanding why Austin wanted to raise his son. Austin accepts Sue's apology and promptly drops his plans to divorce her and seek full custody of their child. Then, the head doctor attempts to convince Edward to hand Emily over to the asylum. Edward looks taken aback by this request, while Emily and her bevy of protesters barrel toward the head doctor, hell-bent on escape. She stands up for these women, revealing how the women receive mistreatment at this so-called asylum. The head doctor offers Edward an ultimatum: lock away his daughter and become a trustee, or take her home and lose the title. Edward decides to take Emily home, declining the position. Meanwhile, Freddie gives Austin a dire and depressing letter: Fraser Stearns is dead. Dickinson conducts the uniform inspection and eagerly informs the men that they pass with flying colors. However, his following sentence abruptly cuts the celebrating short. A Confederate regiment marches toward them, and they're to meet them on the battlefield. Henry apologizes to the crew for siding with Dickinson and dismissing their concerns. At home, Edward thanks Emily for taking his side and being a devoted daughter. The family asks Mrs. Dickinson what's on the menu for dinner, but she rebuffs their dinner request, claiming she's going to lie down until the war is over. A little madness in the spring sets the stage for the remainder of the last season. Austin and Sue resolve their marital and parental differences. Mrs. Dickinson suffers from depression, Fraser Stearns passes away, and Henry forges ahead with his newfound mission to give his men weapons to defend themselves.
Head in the clouds.